You want to do the
So,
introduction?
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tyler Layhall once again with my co-host,
KT.
also known as,
Kevin Teplick,
also known as,
member of the Legion of Legends.
also known as,
A name that he hasn't told me.
exactly. Thank you for joining us once again. We are here to broadcast the Chef versus Jaybirds.
It should be an interesting game.
That is very true. I mean, this is evenly matched. We have a new thug out there, Raremy Woodmansey. I don't think he's ever played in a Flappery match before.
I don't
His
think he
stats
has.
are literally 0.
Well, I guess he'll have to prove himself this match,
This is
or
very true.
be considered a fraud.
That is a good point. However, with most newcomers in the IFL really do prove themselves right off the bat.
That's true, because IFL is so very incomplete.
I'm going to ignore that for now. Time to see what Raremy's made of. I hear my own voice. Someone must be broadcasting from this location.
About 8 seconds too late.
Oh well, that is okay. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Oh, and a nice disallowed right off the bat.
So technically, since we're talking about ourselves in the past, does this count as time travel? Our future selves are talking about our past selves as we're listening to our past selves. And another good wallop. I believe that was a wallop.
I was too fixed upon talking to myself in the past. What would I tell myself?
Exactly. If you could tell yourself one thing, what would it be?
I have no clue. Oh, Raremy with a ham sandwich and a wallop off the bat.
Excellent play by the newcomer, Rare Me. He is a rare player.
Raremy playing for Team Chef tonight.
And a miss. Close, though. Good effort by Mason Landis.
And I believe this was a last-minute substitution for Ballyhoo Sam Friedman.
Shoving tactics.
Oh, and
attempted
a close
disallowage,
by Josiah
but
Friedman.
failed by just a bit. I think I would tell myself not to try and have a philosophical debate while also commenting on an IFL game.
This is very true.
That would probably be wise advice. But since I didn't give myself that advice, it's all too late now. Oh,
Here you are now.
There's a wallop. And the intensity builds. And a wallop. Though almost a ham sandwich by Rare Me.
We have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game. Looking at a score of...
Looks like a ham sandwich serve wallop. We're going to have to come up with a better term for that.
I'm thinking... I don't know. So we've already got a turkey bacon.
Double-decker?
Yeah.
Double-decker, maybe? We'll have to talk about that.
We will have to discuss this one.
IFL apostles.
This is true. Although we have been going upon Subway to...
A wallop,
and a wallop
by
for
Mason
the-
Landis, assisted by Jesse Friedman, who is, in fact, on the other team.
What's what we call a self-inflicted wallop.
We need to come up with a more creative term for that, too.
Self-incurred. That
Self-incurred, yes, that works. And, a bit low, just a bit. And a wallop betwixt the fuggeries.
7-1 Jaybirds.
And
Oh,
disallowage.
and a disallowage by Rare Me.
Disallowage and ham sandwich by the Ballyhoo. And we've got 3 minutes left on the clock.
I believe I was told the score is 7-1. In favor of whom? I have no clue.
So I guess we'll have to figure it out. Nope, miss. Almost a wallop, but a miss is as good as a mile, as they say.
It's like we have 9-2 in favor of the
Jaybirds.
I'll take it from KT here. This game's just full of a deli.
Mason Landis has enough ham sandwiches to feed the young of South Africa.
This is very true. And another wallop by Jaybird of the Jaybirds.
Hilariously enough.
Oh, and Jeremy Raremy with the disallowage. That was an odd wink. I'm not okay. I'm not
Maybe-
even going into that one.
Maybe the IFL League could go into feeding malnourished children with ham sandwiches. We certainly have enough of them.
This is a very good point. And turkey bacon melts
Those two.
and wraps. Although there's not enough wraps in my day.
Mm. Starting off our next round with an attempted ham sandwich double-decker.
Jaybird for the Jaybirds with another wallop.
Well, I hope Jaybird didn't score for the Chefs.
That is very true. Although we have seen a lot of that, the same team scoring for the opposing team.
We have.
It is very confusing.
Especially by the one known as Jesse Friedman. And that looks like another wallop for the Jaybirds. What's the score now? Do you have any idea?
A lot to a little in favor of the Jaybirds.
That's a good answer. And a fairly accurate one, too.
This is a fair point.
And... nope, attempted, but
Oh, ouch.
missed wallop. Unfortunate.
You know, Remy is really taking over the mob and the league here. Just taking it by force. We'll see what happens
By
in a second.
taking it by
composure.
force and sheer ham sandwiches.
This is very true. You won't be hungry for a long time.
Maybe he'll have to sleep for a few days like a bear.
This is true. We could
Hibernate.
hibernation. In that time, I will draw stuff on his face with a Sharpie.
Maybe we should add the term hibernation if someone gets more than 10 ham sandwiches in a round. If it gets to 11, then it may be called hibernation. And finally a wallop by the Chefs.
You want it?
Can I have it?
And a request from the outfield.
It looks like I just gave up my sandwich.
You should have given your sandwich to me. I'm still hungry.
I am too.
You shouldn't have given away your sandwich at
I
all.
just
then.
nodded. I don't know what I was doing.
Now let's see if I can correctly aim a French fry in front of the camera.
I don't think it's no.
I don't think I made it.
And you failed.
Oh, I get that reference. Wait, I think I got that one. What do you think?
I'm not
It
sure.
may be a bit too fast to see
Looks
on
like
our
our constable
replay.
James Anderson is calling us
that
out
one,
on the French
that one
fries.
was definitely in the field of vision.
That one was. And a great disallowage.
Oh,
And a wallop by Mason Landis.
due to the fact that there was no disallowage. Sounds like a South Park reference to me. Definitely a South Park reference. And
A very difficult interference by Nathan Johnson. If you all remember.
penalties all around.
Very difficult composure for Team Chef tonight.
Yes,
Seems like Jaybirds are just
they're losing by an undetermined amount, but we can safely say that X is greater than 1 and less than 500.
that is a fair enough statement.
And it looks like Composure 1 is over. We will be back after these commercials for Composure 2.
See if we can get an interview. Jaybird, come here.
We would like an interview with the infamous Jay.
You were scoring a lot of wallops out there, man. You were. What was going on?
I just kind of have my mind set on I get wallops.
You get wallops.
I get wallops.
Is there an I in team though? I mean, what's the rest of your thought?
Well, I kind of thought, well, I can get wallops, and so can my team. So I kind of thought, my team needs me.
Very interesting.
So team here could be spelled T-I-M-E and pronounced with a Spanish accent.
But
Team.
I tried to get my team a lot, but I had open shots. It's like when you, in basketball, you have open shots to win the game. You shoot it.
Fair point. Now, what's your plan for the second composure?
Well, I'm not playing second composure. Sadly.
Are you giving advice to your team for the second
I'm
Composure?
telling them that they need to be able to play good, or not saying they're a bad team. I'm saying they're okay. That's really okay. They're a great team, and they can do it against. Wait, I don't know.
On that note, we'll let you get back to your mob and give them that lovely word of advice.
Yes, a
Thank
good
you very
pep
much for
talk
joining
all
us.
around.
Oh, I have a question for you though.
Okay.
If the cake is a lie, what do you do when you get some lemons?
Then you make lemonade, lace it with poison, give it back to life, and watch it choke to death and asphyxiate.
That's actually not how it goes.
That was not my answer.
That was mine.
And it looks like we're getting ready to start the second composure here with
We didn't
Team
even have
Chef.
we didn't even have any commercials. Aren't you folks lucky?
No commercial breaks are the best kind of breaks.
That is true.
So we have Team Chef with Raremy stepping up as Chimney. You know, the franchise did this once with their newcomer, Andrew Johnson. And it turned out really well. Andrew Johnson actually, I believe, ended up as MVT for that week. And if it wasn't official, it was at least in everyone's hearts.
Well, I think we may be able to see Raremy do some good work here as the Chimney.
It looks like he's going up against Mason Landis as the other Chimney and Ben David Saver as the left chum. You know, the franchise has a thing about Ben David Saver. There's been threats and rumors and misdoings. on that
really?
part. He may not suffer, or he may suffer during this composure. Yes.
Successful wallop by Miss Anderson. Or should that be Miss Anderson?
This is true. It might even run in the family.
That's true. And
All right, Mason Landis with the wallet off of a ham
sandwich wallop.
This is a new type of gameplay with the holdage rule being voted against and destroyed.
Well, what's your opinion on the revocation of the holdage rule?
In my opinion, it's what brought us together, but now that there's no holdage rule, I don't know what's going to stop the tyranny.
Yes, I feel that way too.
I believe that
There
it just
are
destroyed...
a lot of ways to exploit the rules as long as there's no holdage rule.
Correct. And with no holdage rules, means anyone can hold for at least 10 seconds.
Yes,
Before it's
and in my
confused.
opinion, it greatly decreases the amount of action that is ever seen by the left and right chum.
Correct.
Most of the game seems to be focused around the chimney.
Correct.
Even in football, the game is more than just the quarterback.
Exactly. And with this no holdage, it's a whole new side of game that I don't think I like yet.
We may need to take a vote and ask the apostles to reconsider this rule.
We shall see, though. I mean, it's not just us that's playing out there, though. And we have a dispute over here over line or...
Disputes seem fairly common in this game.
They do. I believe that's what we call juvenile conjecture.
It's a good term.
Do I know what it means? Absolutely no clue. Am I making stuff up? Yes.
You know, I think juvenile conjecture actually has potential, though maybe with a different word instead of conjecture, because a conjecture would not quite fit. Maybe
This is true.
juvenile discrimination, or... We'll have to work on that one.
I believe there is an actual term. I just don't recall it off the top of my head. And
And speaking of the top of
Raremy.
the head, Raremy used the top of his head, but failed to stop the wallop, unfortunately.
And we have a duck in the play.
And tried to use his face, but missed. I'm not sure whether to say fortunately or unfortunately. Lots of action
Yeah,
going
Jesse
on. Blocking, low shots, and Mason Landis passes to Ben David Saver, who
And
scores
Ben
a
with the
successful
wallop.
wallop. Well done by...
Rumor tells that this may be Ben's last game.
Many rumors tell that, actually. It's a popular rumor, after all.
It is very popular. And we shall have to set up an interview with him and see how he feels about this.
So stay tuned for our next commercial break, starring Ben David Saver. It may turn into something of a drama show for a minute or two, but you all love drama, don't you?
Because we are T and KT. We know somewhat drama.
This is true.
Or is that high school drama? I can never figure it out.
I'm not sure. Oh!
And with the disallowed off the back of his
I
head.
believe that was a disallowage and a ham sandwich by Raremy, who may in fact learn to challenge Ricky Manning or Steamboat at the number of disallowages per game. It would be a difficult feat,
and
but he
Anderson
seems up to
with-
the challenge. And a
Liz, we have a
successful
phone
wallop. It would appear that T is taking his katana to the phone. If it ends up in 2 pieces, this is perfectly normal. Katanas are very functional.
Yes, they are. Now back to this game. We have James Anderson on the phone.
We seem to have a
We are unifying the thuggery.
unifying the thuggery for the second time this game, and now they're scooting forward. Truly action all
I believe
around.
now is a great time for a score check. 8-3 in favor of the Jaybirds.
8-3 in favor of the Jaybirds.
Lander
What do you-
Saber Jaybirds.
What do you think? Does the franchise?
Lander Saber Jaybirds.
What do you think? Does the franchise have a chance?
The franchise has a chance against Flap Attack, I believe. In all opinions, we will
I
slice
see. I
through our
see. We
competition
have positive input from the outfield by Nathan Johnson,
of the franchise.
who, and I quote, says, "We are going to lose." End of quote. We may write that down.
I believe that one goes in the books, actually.
Famous IFL quotes: "We are going to lose." Nathan Johnson.
I believe Nathan Johnson also had an earlier saying something about them being samurais. I don't understand what exactly they're trying to get at there.
Considering that you have the only katana in this crowd, I fail to see the resemblance.
I'm not sure. We'll have to.
Though in fairness, that is a pretty nice katana. Where'd you get it, by the way?
It was a gift, actually, from a friend.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I own a few swords myself, though unfortunately not a katana as of yet.
It was my first choice, and it's my best choice.
That is true. Katanas were revolutionary weapons in their time.
What's the time, sir? 2:07.
We have 2:07 left on the clock with Mr. Anderson starting off the match. And a successful wallop
14
by
chef.
Mr. Friedman.
Stop, cross. Stop.
Really aggressive gameplay.
And a successful
and a
wallop by Mr. Landis, who may also be known as Mason. It appears we have a bit of breaking of orthodox position, but no penalty will be laid as he did not actively touch the duck. A few attempted wallops by Jesse Friedman, all disallowed by Miss Anderson. And a successful wallop by Ben David Saver. Better make his last match his best.
Exactly.
Intensity builds. Oh,
We have
the
Jesse
team
with
members
the-
are beating each other with sticks and stones on their own shoulders, and a successful wallop by Mr. Landis, I believe. I wasn't paying enough attention.
Looks like the Lander Saber Jaybirds are really going to take this composure and the game.
Oh,
Ooh, with the disallowage by Rare.
perfect ham sandwich. Well done.
James with a beautiful catch. Way to go, Fabio!
Rare Me may be setting a record for ham sandwiches in one composure.
Looks like
Though-
we're all. For those of you who missed that, James Anderson, aka Fabio, had an amazing catch of the duck as it hit out of bounds.
Indeed, he has a knack for doing that.
Yeah.
Adventure.
He makes one of the best constables we've ever had, and is in fact one of the founders of Flappery itself. But then I'm pretty sure about half of us are.
It's debatable.
Yeah, maybe a third.
Flappery has expanded quite a bit.
Some of us created it, some of us played in the first game, such as myself. Were you an active part of creating it?
I was not actually. I was introduced to it about a year after it was created.
Oh, very interesting. I actually played in the first game, though it was a lot rougher at the time. Understandable, considering it had just been created.
Actually, I take that back. I believe I was introduced to it a couple months after it was created. Back in the days of the good old days, I believe is what we can call them now.
Yes, that's true. It has
When
been
we
around
had
long enough.
Michael Massara as the head of just wallop points in one composure.
Looks like we have the end of our composure with a decisive win by the Jaybirds. And perhaps we could get an interview with one Ben David Saver. If he hears me. If not, well, I assume tough luck. You know, how about I go and get him?
Did you guys win that one? Oh. Looks like we're on a discernment break of 30 seconds. KT. Looks like we are on a discernment break, actually.
Well, there's still enough time for a short interview. And we shall interview this piece of paper.
Got a lot to say.
Yes, he does. In fact, it says...
Bring me money. That's indeed what it says.
That is indeed what it says.
Little interpretation, and
it also says start promptly at 7. It appears we forgot to bring this piece of paper money, as it is already 8:52, and the game is kicking off again. Successful wallop by Mr. Landis, and excellent constabilization by Mr. Anderson.
I believe he prefers to be called Neo, or Fabio.
Or the one.
And a ham sandwich wallop by Raremy.
This is quite a record for ham sandwiches. I believe it's even bested Steamboat's record, or as you may know him, Ricky Manning. And now we would like an interview with our favorite optimist, Nathan Johnson. What's your opinion of the outcome of this game?
This game, definitely went pretty much as I expected. You know, those blasted Sheffies aren't very strong. But the Landers Saber Jaybirds, they're a pretty strong team. You know, they're pretty set up with Mason Landis. He really likes, hit the ball with his hat. He does a good job as Chippy.
All right.
Looking forward to our next play with them.
All right, interesting observation.
And it looks like we have time. With
All right.
the Landers Saber Jaybirds, I'm assuming with the win.
Calls it. And now we can get that interview with Mr. David Saver instead of the piece of paper.
Ben Rabies Saver.
Ben saves rabies.
Ben, can we get in Tyler with the IFL broadcast league?
Mr. David Saver, it has been rumored that this may be your last and final game. What do you say to this?
I don't really understand what those rumors mean.
The rumors have been
going.
going... Oh, no, not at all. Rumors never imply anything. They are just rumors. What is your opinion of this particular rumor?
Well, I mean, I don't appreciate being murdered. Maybe I could be just one guy that doesn't really like being murdered, but
Get him.
it is what it is.
Now, what is your response to all these death threats by the franchise?
Well, we're back for the fourth and final match of the night. I'm James. This is Paul. Hi. Paul will be doing. Are you doing play-by-play, Paul?
I'm doing color commentary.
Paul is doing color commentary. I'll be your play-by-play person. We'll have Tatum Landis as the sideline reporter for the flap attack, and Isaac Shapiro will be anchoring the sidelines for the franchise, giving us clip-by-clip updates on the weather and things of that nature. Well, if we're ready, I think the mobs will get started. If they're ready to get started, we'll have the constable, Mason Landis, take some authority and wear the pants in this event here. Paul, take me through this matchup.
Well, so far the flap attack has been unbeatable. But what I'm looking for is the franchise to come back. I'm looking for an underdog here.
Oh, yeah.
We want a Slumdog Millionaire right here.
Oh, yeah. One call, one shot, and they got to get it, man. They got to get it. They got one lifeline.
They have one lifeline.
What is their lifeline, Paul?
Their lifeline is called getting that corn out of their face.
Oh, yeah. So we'll tune it into Tatum on the flap attack sidelines. Do you know if Sam Friedman has an aversion to corn?
You know, over here, it's just, I don't know, Sam. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
That's
it's
fair.
hard to tell.
It was kind of an opaque question.
Yes.
I'll have to admit that much.
Okay, yes, I can agree with that one. Yes, but here in the North Pole, things are blizzardy. Training is rough.
And the franchise is wielding a sword.
That was practice.
Yes. Well, it fits them that they are playing with a sword.
Wait, I'm sorry, James. Did you say sword?
They have a sword.
It's not sword.
yes, it is. Tatum, I know it's hard for you to see it over on the flap attack sideline, but they were wielding a sword.
A sword?
Isaac, can you comment on that sword that they were using?
Sword.
Well, yeah, James. Like Tatum said, the weather is quite frigid this evening. I was on the sideline with the franchise, and they were just. I barely picked up. They wouldn't let me in on their huddle, but I vaguely heard sweep the legs, kill Ben. Oh, sweep the legs and kill Ben. Now it's unclear at the moment what sweep the legs means, but if you see a head go under the table,
we have a murder attack plan.
We do have the medical unit on site.
Okay.
Yeah, we have first aid.
Yep.
That is encouraging.
Yes.
See you later.
We are 150% ready for whatever can happen.
Absolutely, and Ben Davis Saver is putting it in, and Sam Freeman with an easy pullback and turkey bacon melt for a wallop. We're going to be seeing a lot of this tonight, aren't we, Paul?
I think so. I feel so.
Andrew Johnson trying to challenge him, and this time he's able to parry off that blow by Friedman.
I've been seeing a lot of TBDs.
Yeah, a lot of TBDs, TBMs.
Yeah.
Oh, and they drop a Santa on Melissa Manning and Sam Friedman. We saw a lot of that in the first match against the Legion of Legends. It was really the steady diet of the Legion of Legends, really all they ever had. And here's a wallop by Friedman.
Franchise don't quite have the TBM down, but if they can bring those presents down those chimneys, they might just have a chance.
Right. The children will rejoice, won't they?
The children will
Choir
rejoice.
will be singing.
The choir will be singing. And there's another wallop for Sam Friedman. It's looking like it's about 4-1 right now, ish.
I think a duck just went down one of those choir throats.
Oh, my. Oh, the pain. Oh.
Just tune in the Sports Center.
Sports Center? Yeah. Breaking news.
National corn shortage in the North Pole.
Sports Center update. New York Red Bulls 2-2 tie with
Olivia Wilder.
FC.
Oh. Looks like I think that was a non-wallop. We heard the cries of Tyler Layhoff. They're poking at it. Sam Freeman executes them with a nice turkey
We
bacon
have
melt.
been seeing that over and over in practice on the flap attack side.
See nothing but it.
Just perfection.
One thing,
in practice.
James,
Perfection.
one thing,
really.
James, I do need to point out is the toughness of the franchise. You notice their elbows are blood red.
Oh yeah.
There's no restraint on their elbows this game.
Bird.
It's a hot topic. Sam. Actually, it's
My
cold.
opinion is no.
I'm sorry. What was this point? That
It's if anything, it's a juvenile conjecture. That's the thing with pounding the table. It's a
what?
If excessive,
what
it becomes
upcoming prodigy brought this to the Flatbury stage? I do not recall.
the poundage of the alley.
I do not recall.
This was an Andrew Johnson thing. This is definitely a franchise novelty. They decided if we can't beat them, we'll pound the table until the.
If we can't beat them, the table is next in line.
Yeah, we can't beat them. We beat the
understand.
table.
I understand.
Well, why do you think they brought that sword?
Right. Oh, right. I mean,
Sweep the legs.
have you read Excalibur or whatever that is?
Someone's going to die tonight.
So they're poking at it. Oh, and that's a wallop. We're gonna need to get a score check. We need a score check. Can one of our sideline reporters snag us a score check? Your color commentary, dog.
I'm all over that, James.
Thanks, dog. Bethany Thielen. Just allowed. Yeah. Are you Justin Timberlake?
There's nothing about this love. 7 digits in. Score 7-1.
7-1 in favor of the. I think it's flat pack, right?
One thing that the
7-2.
franchise has been bringing to the stage,
Ho,
James, I
ho,
must add,
ho.
is the squirrel and chicken result in a score. Whenever they score,
I think it's a worm. I think it is a worm.
Welcome, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Our panel
Walla.
of commentators.
I may be the color commentator, but the only color I'm seeing is red, and it is the red of the blood of the franchise.
Blood of the franchise.
This is just in. 8-2. Flap attack is up.
Oh, man. And really, I did speak with Nathan Johnson before this match. He really was talking about the honor of power flappery and the way they do those violent behaviors and pound the table and they're trying to make a show of force. They sink their Santas and they try to do that. And he compared himself to a samurai facing a new Japanese army with guns. He said either they'd die as samurai or they'd get some guns. And it seemed like they've followed a similar route and got some swords. Although that won't help them right now, will it, Paul?
I think it may be time to commit seppuku.
That could be one of those things.
Yeah. Great use of words, Paul.
It's like a wall for Andrew Johnson.
Andrew.
They sporadically come, but not long remain. Looks like a ham sandwich for Bethany Thielen there. Bethany Thielen, as her thug name dictates. What's the weather over there on the franchise side, Isaac?
It's hot.
Is it snowing?
Yes, James. And under my layers of wombat suiting, it is hot. But the one thing to be sure is the flakes of snow that are falling upon mine face.
Thanks. A pause here to unify the thuggery. It's really the sleet that is it's making it harder for things to stay together. No. Isaac, is that sleet affecting the unification of the thuggery?
Oh, definitely, James. That's a definite must in this situation for sure.
There's a wall by Friedman, and this is just a lapper, folks. Oh. There's another one.
Great enthusiasm, Jay.
Think, Tatum. Think.
There's always a
Now back to
delay.
you.
And what is that, Isaac?
Yeah. Tatum, what is the weather like on the Flab Attack side?
It is muggy.
Muggy.
Straight mugs.
Give me your money. Great mugs.
Straight mugs.
Can I make a weather update?
Yeah.
It is raining walnuts on them.
Yes. Well, that is another comment that is also insightful. Trey Bird.
It is muggy with no intention of holding up on the mugginess. I mean, we are like wet up in this. This is.
Oh yeah.
We are down to the last 45 seconds, James.
They make
One
it
thing is
rain.
to be for sure. Flap attack. Steady bombing.
Steady bombing. Isaac, have you talked to Tyler Leha recently?
I have actually. I had a one-on-one interview with him actually earlier this afternoon. He seemed very. I'm sorry, James. I think
Sorry, I had to rub to cut you off there. Sounds like it's really nasty over there. That was a nice disallowance by Nathan Johnson. I don't quite know what the hoo-ha is all about.
Shark bait.
It's really a semantics issue. Where the commentators would say that was a disallowed, one that landed outside of the line. Paul, do you think we're going to have a coup de chimney in the second composure during interregnum?
I think if that happened, it would have to be classified as an act of God.
So they are calling that a Santa on Friedman right now as he just. Yeah, there's a lot of hoo-ha again. It's just
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
There's also.
Santa has arrived early.
I get the joke now. But you were saying hoo-ha.
Welcome back. Another thing.
Oh, you're saying ho ho ho. There's a lot of Christmas spirit which the franchise is bringing to the table right now. Unfortunately, they're just not bringing enough wallops as they ought to be.
Sam Grinch Friedman is stealing the show, though.
Quite so. And now he pulls back. Releases another wallop.
The communication between the reps and constable is very little right now. As you can clearly hear, the weather's building up, James. And it's getting hard for James.
Isaac. Okay, we're back in the booth as the weather is just brutal right now. The weather is just pouring down on these two weather-beaten mobs, hurting the communication between the constable and the lineman, Mason Landis and Ben David Saber, respectively. The flap attack really just had a dominant composure there. In the first game, there were just some internal issues with the flap attack. Sam Pacho Freeman was trying to distribute the duck in a way that gave it to his mob mates, but they were seemingly giving it back to him and saying, "Hey, dog, get that out of my face." The corn.
Get that corn out of my face.
Right, and so his own mob mates were not wanting the touches. And so how's he going to respond? He's one who's trying to not showboat, but he's just faced with the immense talent that he has, and he's trying to distribute the gameplay, but his own mob mates do not want it to be distributed to them. Paul, what's going to happen?
Well, I say, when you get enough corn, you eat corn. I think Sam's just going to chow down.
What kind of corn look like? Sweet corn, red corn, corn,
white corn, black corn,
individual corn.
High fructose corn syrup, and it's getting him high on victory.
That is so bad for you. That is so bad for you.
And hopefully it'll come back. Maybe you'll have a heart attack before the championship.
James, I have
wow, Paul, what do you think about that? Those are some solid, hard words that you wrote down. You really mean that? No, Sam?
It's the constant.
I don't know. When you have that type of diet,
2 minutes,
I can't be responsible for what happens.
James.
Okay.
And we'll touch into Isaac. Isaac, has the weather relented at all? From our booth, it's hard to tell.
Absolutely. The weather is 100% cleared up. James, I was just on the sideline with the franchise, and I have some breaking news.
Yeah.
They have moved the hit list. They are out for Sam. And words, I quote, his chimney defense is unacceptable. In the realm of gaming, his chimney defense is like boosting. No one likes it. It's points, but no one likes it. Straight out the mouth of Andrew of the franchise.
Well, you know, I feel like he said that in all the other games that they lost.
None changed.
None changed.
None changed.
Tradition.
Tradition.
The love of the sport.
It's just a bunch of people having a good time out there.
Yes, they seem to be having a great time out there, Isaac.
Absolutely.
Just grand.
Especially you, James.
Thanks, Isaac. Well, Tatum, what are they talking about over at the Flap Attack headquarters? Is there a discord despite the win? Is the win actually wearing on them? Are they tired of winning?
You know, I personally haven't talked to them in about a couple of minutes. But yes, I think they are tired of winning. I think they are really just getting sore and tired about it.
Right, they're so tired. Melissa Manning aiming for that turkey bacon melt, taking an odd angle to it, comes back. Johnson pokes in a Santa on Freeman. Another Santa. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. Oh yes.
James, I have a question for you.
Yes, Jay?
How do you feel that Flappy has grown over the last time it's been going on?
In the entire time,
Yes.
in a macro scale.
Yes. How do you think it's evolved?
Oh, and as Melissa Manning is sent off for what I believe to be a breakage of orthodoxy.
That is your second one tonight, James.
That would be your second one, and that would mean that she is lead. Oh, she's tied with Paul Stanton for the league lead in thuds. Paul, what's it like getting that record tied that you once
Are you
held?
ashamed? Are you ashamed or glad?
For thuds.
With thuds, well, I say more power to them if they want to break my thud record.
All
And a
right.
solid disallowance there by Bethany Thielen.
Solid.
Or
Let's see what Bethany Thielen can do in this composure. Let's see what she can do. Nathan Johnson staying positive. Sure he stays in touch.
No worries, James.
Attention!
Okay.
I've gotten so thick
we are
You could
holding our
cut it.
necks now.
with a sword.
Well, we're literally all holding our necks. All
I've
of
had
us.
experience with swordsmen before, even certain swordsmen, and it has not been pretty.
Not pretty. Not pretty at all. All right, now deliberation. Deliberation between Sam Freeman, Mason Landis, and mob boss Nathan Johnson of the franchise. This is really a power summit right now. Nathan Johnson has problems with the way Sam Freeman scores turkey bacon melts. Sam Freeman has problems with the way Nathan Johnson and his mob rattles the table, the alley after every single event. And so they're irreparably locked together in feuding. But one arises better in terms of wallops.
I said,
Another Santa. Another Santa.
Oh.
but in the end, Santa's just a fat man.
That was Andrew Johnson. Disallowage to Wallop. A 180 maneuver. More like a 90. Well, there's no real angles. It's just forward. But it was going back. He kept it from going back. He made it go forward. It was a there and back. 4-2 in favor of the flap attack right now. Make that 5-2. Is this game going to be over in 2 composures, Paul?
I feel it has to be. I mean, the franchise may have their Santa down, but when you put a fat man at a Subway bar, at some point he's got to give up. He gets full.
Right. One's got to think that. You just have to.
No matter how loose that red suit is, it's not going to be loose enough.
Andrew Johnson has been booked by the constable with a thud, and he will be out of the thuggery for some time now. Solid 26.2 seconds. Melissa trying to set up a turkey, make it melt, going with the one arm. Tatum, did you speak with Melissa at all during interregnum?
No, she says she's ready.
Uh-huh.
She's actually enjoying this winning streak that they've been having.
She's enjoyed it?
She's enjoyed it. She says, hey, the more wins, the better.
Right, I can't blame her.
Yeah, I that's what I said, James. I couldn't blame her.
Right.
And so, I mean, the weather hasn't even seemed to face her.
Right.
In the slightest. She is fired up and she's ready and she is taking the job from the opposing subs.
Quite so. She is stealing that from Tyler Lehoff.
And with authority.
Yeah, I mean, she's really like a vigilante who feels that she's been called by God to execute justice. When you get people thinking that, they do all kinds of stuff, man.
Wow. Those are words of wisdom.
Yeah. Isaac.
And prophecy.
Thank you. We'll call into Isaac. Isaac, what's going on over there?
James, it's been a crazy night so far in this composure. But one thing's for sure, when I was talking with Andrew on the side, they are dead set on beating Sam Friedman. Andrew was nonstop. We're learning his tactics. We're learning the ways that he maneuvers. And their one goal is to just get Wallops over Sam Friedman.
Well, Isaac, was that the method before this game started? Because there were some talks about that, but is this a new thing after the first composure?
I think the only thing that is on the franchise mindset right now is Sam Friedman.
Really?
Coming into this and coming out is definitely going to be on their mind later tonight, no matter what the outcome.
There's Johnson with the try, Friedman with the disallowage. Let's see if they can make a spaceship out of this piece of intergalactic Tatooine junk.
Absolutely.
Right. This Phantom Menace, Anakin. Let's do some real life parallels here. I mean, who is Anakin Skywalker in this game right now?
Anakin Skywalker, hands down, Tyler Leha.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I mean, he doesn't see the bigger picture. He doesn't see the Mona Lisa. He's staring at sand. He can't see it. You know what I mean?
Right. There is that sort of. Oh, there's
Andrew
Drew
Johnson.
Bacon, Melford Johnson. It looks like they found their groove. Paul.
Well, I just don't know. I've about given up on the franchise here. I don't think no matter how far they go, they just can't quite go high enough.
Paul.
Oh, and
Paul.
it's just.
They're scaling
I think
Mount
maybe
Trash.
Paul. Weather's breaking in, Paul. Season needs to be over. Talk to you, James.
Thanks, Written off by so many people as malicious, delusional, washed up, naive, disillusioned, unknowledgeable, youthful, arrogant, overly ambitious, hasty,
Overly hasty.
aggressive, and just straight up heated. The franchise is just struggling with the weight of so many expectations. Will they ever fix these expectations, Paul?
I say ho ho hacks. Santa just choked on a GDM.
Melissa Manning has found her groove.
The horse has been broken, James.
Oh yeah.
This is going to wreak havoc for the franchise.
James,
Tatum.
can you hear
There's another one for Melissa Manning.
I told you, James, she is fired up.
Yeah.
She's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And she's bringing home the Wallops.
Yeah, it must be. Oh, Johnson going for one there, but no bacon. We got it. 4 seconds left. Score 13-5. And Nathan Johnson fighting it, trying to not hang his
First
head in
commercial break
shame.
brought to you by Minute Maid. If the franchise had drinking more orange juice, they would have been able to beat.
Oh, there it is for Andrew Johnson. He licks his chops with enjoyment. That is a turkey bacon melt, and it tastes good, but not good enough, friends. Looks like the flap attack is going to go out of this 4-0, essentially clinching the playoff spot, really, with Team Chef going down 0-3, the franchise going down 0-4, and the Legends going down 1-3. 1-3. It looks like the Flab Attack has really punched their ticket into the playoffs right now. Think they're going to go all the way, Paul?
I think they have a good shot.
Mr. Leha! Mr. Leha!
Unless
Interview!
someone can come up with
Mr.
a
Leha!
defense for Sam, they're going up there.
Hello, Mr. Tyler Leha, just take me through the feeling. And
It's kind of crushing to know that, I mean, this is our, fourth loss? I mean, it's humbling, though. It's good to know that I am human. We do lose. And that Sam Friedman needs to go down.
Now, Mr. Leha, what can you take away from this game in future reference to future games against the Flap Attack?
Well, I mean, it depends because they had a whole new mob this time tonight.
Absolutely.
I mean, they generally have Daniel and Johnny, and that's what I came in expecting, and I was throwing a curveball. So
Total game changer.
it was a total game
Yep.
changer. So I wasn't sure what to expect, didn't know how to handle it, and I thought my mob did really good. I just kind of let them down.
So would you agree that you were hoping for a full course meal, but was given a kid's meal?
I wouldn't necessarily put it in those words per se, but
Are you sovereign over your own fate?
no,
Okay.
I am not.
I guess that's a real question.
So you'd say it was an unhappy meal.
It was a meal. It was satisfying.
Oh
Should
yeah.
have gone a la carte for sure.
And now we thank the franchise, Pacho Friedman. We're talking to Pacho Friedman right now.
Pleasure.
Pacho, talk to me about Melissa Manning. It looks like she found her groove at the end of that fifth composure there.
Yeah, the fifth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really helped. We between game matches today, we went over to the practice table and we practiced, and she definitely improved just in like 15 minutes. She's got a ton of time. So yeah, I think this was just a little glimpse that people are getting of what she's going to become by the end of the season.
Sam, you told me after the match that you were tired. Explain the emotions.
Okay, I may need like a week of elbow therapy, if that's a thing, which I don't think it is.
Right.
But aside from that, I think I'm totally fine. Definitely not tired of winning.
That's a good thing.
But
That's
I'm
very
tired.
humbling of you.
Yeah, I know. But I'm exhausted. But I feel like that's just a sign of hard work.
He's exhausted from
Although
the 40-plus wallops that he scored.
Tonight
was Nathan Landis.
maybe. But yeah, I think overall it's just our team's only gonna get better from here. So I think everyone in the IFL's got a lot to watch out.
Pacho, talk to me about the Legion matchup. Tell me the hardest moment of that game, the turning point. Just your thoughts going through the first composure loss and how you rebounded from that.
I think it was just Ricky came out a lot more aggressive than I thought he'd be. Because I know he's always really aggressive, but he was either pulling it back or shooting it right at my gut.
Pacho, how are you going to defend against the Santas? We saw just almost half as many Santas as we saw try to make a melt.
It felt like Christmas.
It felt like, well, over here
It may have been Christmas. I don't know.
Santa came out like
I think
often.
I think what I need to do more is rather than pulling it back and moving myself back to hit it up, I need to pull it back and keep my body there. So
Right.
most of those Santas. So I mean, I like Santa Claus and all, but despite the fact that I guess for all you kids at home, he is real. But I mean, he's not a great friend of mine. So.
Well, Sam, you'll be facing the Timberwolves of Mesa next week. The opportunity to really clinch the American Hood. You go up 2 wins in your division. You'll really put the Timberwolves into a bowl. What do you think about that?
I think we just gotta go out there and get them, just like we did today.
You got them today also?
What?
You got the Timberwolves today also?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like we took the other mobs down.
Right.
I was concerned too.
Yeah, we were all concerned.
Sam, there have been some reports that you are now officially and forever on the naughty list. Can you confirm or deny those?
No.
You don't have to lie.
If I was to guess, I would say I would confirm them.
Talk about the solidarity you have with Ben Davis.
The solidarity?
Yeah.
You mean the fluff he was calling on the line there?
No, this the fact that
I believe he was just misled. I don't think he had any.
No. I mean the solidarity that now that you are on both of the naughty lists of the franchise and both are seeking to kill you.
Kill is such a strong word.
Okay.
Oh, you speak such words.
Says the one who brought us sword.
I think that
It's a katana.
It's like what Winston Churchill said. It's just that if you have enemies, that's a good thing. It means you're fighting for something.
Amen, brother.
And you
So,
know what
I mean,
a
if
good
I
friend of
have-
mine says? I can't tell you his name because I don't remember it.
Is he
But
still a friend of yours?
keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. Sam, you and I are getting really close.
Yeah. It's incredibly close.
It's been a touching moment in week 3 of the International Flappery League for the IFL. I'm Paul Stanton.
And I am James Anderson.
Thanks for watching. Have a great evening.
Are we gonna kill it? How do we kill this beat? How do we? What's going on here?